Bang bang to the gang. Faithful boys in the building. Benjamin, that's good. P Warrior _9. Tell the Truth Tuesdays. Y'all know what time it is. We're gonna be recapping the week 1 preseason game, as well as a little tentative talk about this week 2 traveling out to Minnesota. Uh, they traveled yesterday, landed today. Should start the scrimmages tomorrow. So Thursday we'll definitely have a lot to talk about as far as the scrimmages going on out there in Minnesota. Who's doing well, who's not doing well, so forth and so on. But today it's Tell the Truth Tuesday. What's good with your P Warrior?
Well, bro, it's all good, man. Trying to press through. Not feeling on that well, but we talking 49 football, so I'm about to be inspired to be well in this moment. So, my motto, bang, bang, till I can't no more. As always, we want you to like, subscribe, and share the channel. Thank you for
Yes,
everybody
sir.
that's tuning in and the people that's following us on YouTube and all the social media handles. So, yeah, this Tell the Truth Tuesday. The game was played Friday. They won the game, and there's a lot of positives to take out of it. But since then, we've seen some ransom injuries at key positions to some key players. So we'll also tell the truth about that. So, man, let's go ahead and dive in. Let's get this thing in so we could, chop it up and then, kind of look forward to what's going to happen tomorrow and go on Thursday with the scrimmages before we come on again.
Well, since we're gonna start off, we definitely gonna start off with the head of the team, the head of the snake, the one who's getting the most pub out here right now, as he should be. We talking Trey Lane. Uh,
Yes, sir.
Real good performance.
Yeah.
2 series, about 10 or 11 plays. First drive looked pretty good to me. Had a scramble, couple completions. Had 1 or 2 that kind of got away from him, but was able to come back second drive. Obviously hit him with the big touchdown that everybody's been seeing the highlights about. Uh, let's talk about Trey. What did you think?
Well, I think it was excellent, for a preseason game. Everybody wanted to see if he would have command in the offense, the huddle, make checks, so on and so forth. And he handled everything masterfully. And what I liked was in the one series where he scrambled, he wasn't looking to just automatically run. He had his head downfield looking to throw. You could see the footwork. When the pressure came, he stepped up. And that's what we want from him. We want him to do what he's been trained to do at North Dakota State within their offense and what Kyle has wanted him to do within ours. So that was excellent. And then, he missed on a one pass, but overall he was accurate. And then you see what we've been waiting for all of these years, the potential to throw the deep ball to the receiver. So all in all, it was an excellent performance. He he even slid, when he ran and was stepping up in the pocket. He didn't try to dive and put himself in harm's way. And he even said that in the presser. He says, I know the importance that I am to my team. I got to be out there. It's about availability. And so he already knows and recognizes and understands what his job is, what his responsibility is. And, it's not no weight or no pressure. He knows because he's been grinding with these boys from OTAs, mini camp, training camp. So he all in and they know and he know that they all in. So to me, it was an excellent performance by him. Now, obviously, we want to see what the scrimmages look like, against Minnesota and against their defense. It's a different defense that he'll be going up against. And so, God willing, we'll start getting those reports tomorrow and Thursday. And so, like I said, we know he's not going to play in the second game. Kyle pretty much said that. But let's see how he doing the scrimmages. Let's see the completions. Let's see, did he make the right reads, so on and so forth. So overall, man, great performance by him. We see all of the potential that he has and why are we so optimistic and enthusiastic about what our offense can become with him leading it.
Now that's for sure. We definitely got to see the deep ball. Something that we've all been kind of longing for to kind of round out the offense. Know that Jimmy Garoppolo didn't necessarily throw the deep ball, and we can see early on that Trey Lance is willing and able. Uh, Also, it definitely helps to be able to utilize the weapons we have with him being able to make all those throws. We saw the rookie Gray 4.3 speed. Uh, with Jimmy at quarterback, we probably would have never got that pass. Uh, So definitely liking the way the offense is looking going forward. We know that they also started doing a little bit of the, I guess, the 11 on 11 type stuff at practice once this first game was over. Was real interested to see that a little triple option or whatnot. Uh, so I mean, who else do you want to talk about that stood out in that first game? I know Womack had a hell of a game.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
well, I mean, we could go position by position. Let's just do, overall position by position. Let's just do the entire team. We know some certain players gonna stand out, such as Womack, to the point to where they released Darquez Denard, and so he's pretty much the nickel back. So, I mean, what I was looking for when we talked about on Thursday before the game on Friday, I was looking at the offensive line. I was looking at the running backs. I thought Trey Sermon, for the carries that he had, was productive. He wasn't indecisive. He hit the holes. He went forward. He pushed the pile. You had Price, the boy from LSU. He looked real good out there. Hard one cut, good upfield, looking for that contact out there. Hasty looked good, and the reps that he got. So I mean, and even with the offensive lineman, they played Buford almost into the third quarter. They played Aaron Banks the first half, and with the injury to Brunskill, Brindle's going to be the center. So now, what I had been talking about, now you'll get the cohesion down now. You know what I'm saying? And that interior offensive line between the guards and Brindle the center. Now Mike McGlinchey, having a little injury as far as I guess a knee, and they're supposed to be resting him. So hopefully he'll be able to come back. But I think they got the guy Jordan Mills from Arizona, and they're gonna be starting McKivitz, I think, for the scrimmages. So they got some depth there that they could kind of offset, McGlinchey. And we know Trent Williams ain't gonna play the whole preseason. He'll be out there for the scrimmages, but he ain't playing. So I mean, overall, if you're looking at the offensive line, I was pleased, and that's been the one area where everybody have, had some fear and some doubt and some worry as to how the offensive line will do. Well, we got these scrimmages, we got the next preseason game, and then we got the final one to get it together. And then we got almost 2 weeks before the regular season start. So between now and then, I think the line will come together, and I think we'll be pleasantly surprised. We know there's going to be some growing pains, there'll be some ups and some downs, but I think the overall potential of what we want to see is there. And so it's trial and error. Even with Trey, we know the potential for what he could do to be great is there. It's going to be trial and error. We just got to ride and go on this ride with him, and know that there's going to be fruit being paid, dividends at the end of this thing.
Now, me personally, bro, a little pushback. I didn't really, I didn't think Trey Sermon was that productive.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I thought TDP. I thought he definitely looked a lot better than Sermon. To me, I thought Hasty looked well. I thought out of the backs, Sermon he probably had the worst outing. I do
Mm-hmm.
agree with you as far as the line. Buford and Banks look well. McGlinchey, I figure, as you get more reps and kind of round yourself into playing shape, you
Yeah.
know, we'll see what's happening with you. Uh, but Trey Sermon, not so much, bro. Defensively, I did like the rookie, Jackson. I think he popped a couple times. What
Mm-hmm.
do you think about his performance, and what do you expect from him going forward?
Yeah. Well, he lived up to the billing of being that second round pick, number 61 overall. You could see him chase down a running back. You got to be able to run to the quarterback and run to the ball if you're gonna play defensive line for Kuseric and for Tap. If you ain't doing that, you might as well just sit and ride the pine all year. So love the hustle, the athleticism, all of the talent that everybody is raving about and that we've seen in the highlights of the training camp and even in the game is there. It's unfortunate he had the stinger, but he was out there practicing. So we know he'll be ready for the regular season. I don't think they should, maybe even play him no more, because he's going to be a valuable piece of what we're trying to do defensively. And then they got so much depth. They cut Robert Kimdiche today too.
Yeah, I
Who
heard
they had
about that.
brought.
That one was kind of
Yeah.
surprising.
Well, because they got so much depth. Armstead coming back. You got Kinlaw. You got the boy that played with Seattle that played for him. You figure they're
Hmm.
gonna move him in. You still got Kevin Gibbons, so it's like a log jam inside. But that's a good thing. We got depth at all these positions on the defensive line and inside. So that's what we want to do. So no, man, I was impressed with Drake Jackson. Drake Jackson's gonna be ultimately a starter down the line for him. And all he have to do is just continue to rep the system, continue to build his confidence, continue to do the necessary things from what Coach Sarek and Tab is teaching him and training him within a scheme to do. And I think by mid-season, or maybe even before that, he's gonna flash and get sacks. So I think the expectation is, certain downs, certain packages, they'll put him in there and just build him up. Because 17 games for rookies, you're gonna hit a wall. All of these rookies at some point gonna hit a wall. And so you gotta, and that's the beauty of having depth. If you don't have nothing but frontline starters and don't really have people behind them, then they're gonna wear down in a 17 game season. But we have tremendous depth at all of these positions. So within the game, man, you ain't playing a lot of snaps because it's a constant rotation. So
Right.
the benefits of having depth, the benefits of having a deep team, especially on the defensive line where we want to hunt and attack and go after people every play, is a beautiful thing. So I think Drake Jackson, can end up with 6, 7, maybe 8 sacks, on a year. And the main thing with all of it is just let's just stay healthy out there. Let's just keep everybody healthy. And like I said, they didn't have some injuries. So, now it's kind of, you're kind of tapping into your depth a little bit, but the goal is to get to the regular season as healthy as you can be. And the players that may start the season off missing a game or two, you get them back because we know we're going to need them for the overall long haul of this thing.
Ray McLeod and Gray. We kind of talked about Gray catching the 70-yard touchdown or whatever from Trey. But he and McLeod, thoughts.
It's pure speed out there, bro. And that's a beautiful thing. And then we got quarterbacks who can get the ball to him. And there ain't no knock against Jimmy. Kyle said he had a strong arm, one of the strongest arms he ever came across, but I don't think Jimmy had the confidence to pull a trigger. And I'm not trying to relive the Super Bowl. We saw what he did when he did try to throw it deep, he missed.
Real.
And that's not a knock on him, but that's just real. That's just telling the truth, bro. Tell the truth too, if we gonna tell it like it is. So, man, you seen on a one route when the backup quarterback, what his name is,
Who
forget his name.
Birdie? Purdy?
No, no, the second string quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
When he threw that bomb, you seen a route he ran and had that boy falling down out there.
Oh
And
yeah, he
that's what
killed him.
speed, that's what speed and precise route running do. And so this thing about IU can think about Debo and Kittle and and Jawan and all of the receivers that we have that is gonna run those routes, and then you got Kyle scheming it open. Man, we're gonna have a lot of wide open uh uh players out there. And even Ray talked about it in the presser. He said, man, I think one of the reporters actually said in Pittsburgh you caught a lot of underneath short passes, but here it seems like you're wide open. He said, he was talking about, well, that's all credit to Kyle scheming me open and me getting open and using my speed. So you got to respect that 4-3 speed, and you got to respect Trey Lance. And this is what we have wanted, because now you can't just sit on the short underneath routes. You got to guard the whole field. You got to cover every square inch of the field, because Trey can get it to all levels of the field. He can throw it deep. He can, he getting better with his touch and his accuracy. We know that's going to be a work in progress, but just the threat of the speed and his arm is going to allow all of the underneath stuff with the Yak boys, the Ayuk and Debo and Kittle to eat. Then our running backs and fullback, Juszczyk will be able to eat. And then you saw that triple option. See, Kyle got things that they working on that they just saving for certain situations and circumstances within the offense.
And
And
look,
he's
that's
going
what
to
I was
use.
about to say. They say Ray and Debo. They say Ray was back there in the backfield too, taking
Yeah.
taking plays from at the running back position.
Yeah, Kyle's going to use all of the weapons that's available to him. He's going to use that speed and the threat of that speed to his advantage. And you don't know if it's going to be a run, a triple option, a pass off of it, what? Because now you got a quarterback that can run, that have an arm, that is athletic, that can move around. They wasn't doing all this with Jimmy. As soon as they would have tried to pitch something, Jimmy would have got smashed in the backfield. But just the threat of all that speed, and then everybody know Debo was in the backfield, but now they're gonna be creating new wrinkles off of it, and that's the beauty of Kyle Shanahan. He got stuff saved up for certain situations and certain teams that I remember. I'm thinking back to the Carolina game back in 19 when I think they beat them 51-8 or whatever it was, and they had, remember that one play when Debo did the inside trap from the backfield, and Luke
Yeah.
Kuechly was calling it out, and he
Oh
got
yeah.
through. You see what I'm
Totally
saying?
lost.
See, yeah, he was lost because all of the shifting and the motion, and see, all of that's going, man, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's the threat of all of that motion, all of that shifting, and his ability to pitch and debo and all of that speed that's gonna give defenses a headache. Because, like I said, you could run off of that, you could pass off of that, you could tuck the ball and let the running back take it. So, man, there's just so many things that Kyle could do within his offense that's not conventional. And I think, man, I love the fact that, man, we playing positionless football. Kyle gonna put his players in the best position to make plays out there. So we got a lot to be excited about with our offense going forward.
All right, let's talk about the linebackers. Pretty good outing. Uh,
Yeah, well, McCrary Ball, I like him. I was watching his press of the day, man. He just a straight hustler out there. He hungry. He was talking about his upbringing and what he had to get through to get to the league. He made the play. He made the got the pick off the tip and ran that thing back. So I think he gonna make the team on special teams with future potential to maybe be a starter, a good key reserve backup type, and that's what you want. You want your undrafted free agents to be able to come in, make your team on special teams with starter potential. And so you got him, and then you got some other linebackers that was good out there. You know what I'm saying?
Flanagan
So
Files, huh?
yeah, Flanagan. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's you know that's the thing I love about our team. We have built our team through undrafted free agents and late round draft picks, and we paying our homegrown stars. We're not trying to go out there and overspend for somebody who gonna mess up the cap. It's they draft and they develop and they sprinkle in some select key free agents that fit the scheme and fit the culture. And you know, I like the fact that you got these boys. They hungry, man. He want to be great. He learning from Fred and from Aziz and from Dre. He motivated. You know what I'm saying? He riding their coattails, but at the same time, like he said, man, I can stand on my own. I'm hungry to learn. I'm hungry to be great. I'm hungry to be successful. I'm hungry to be a part of something. And that's really, if you think about the theme of training camp and even going forward in the preseason to the regular season, man, these boys is on a mission. They know what the opportunity is in front of them for. And so they got that right mindset and right attitude to get after it. So, man, like I said, at the for the linebackers, man, everything was solid on point. You know what I'm saying? Oren Burks was he was all over the field. He
Yeah,
played
Burks did
starter.
look
He was a
good.
starter in Green Bay. And that's the thing. You gotta when you bring in free agents in, you gotta be able to play multiple positions and be able to do multiple things. You can't just be a one-dimensional type player because of the salary that you're commanded. But two, like I say, if you're on special teams, you're gonna be up on game days. God forbid somebody get hurt, you're gonna be pressed into action. And that's what the rookie was saying, man. Just in case he was like, I'm not trying to jinx nobody, but if somebody get hurt, man, I won't be ready like a starter to go out there and we don't miss a beat. And see, that's what's been trained and passed down from Jimmy, from Fred, from the leaders of the team. You know what I'm saying? Y'all coming into this culture, man, that's been established, that's been developed, and now y'all want to be a part of it. Y'all don't want to let it slip, and that's the right mentality and attitude with it. So, man, yeah, I'm excited about him and some of the linebackers that they have behind. Obviously, the three best linebackers in the NFL. And so, man, look, man, man, let's go. These boys ready, man. They ready.
Well, we're talking about developing talent. Let's talk about the young guys that's on the back end of the defense.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned Womack earlier. He had the two picks. To me, the more impressive of the two, the one where he in the slot, he draped on him like a suit. They throw the pass. He turns his head around, tracks the ball, and snags it out of the air. The other one was impressive too for the hustle and the fight to take the ball away. But the other
Mm-hmm.
one was ideal coverage, Troy. That was the type of coverage that I remember as a boy, cornerbacks playing, where they could locate the ball. We spoke about Darquez Denard ultimately being waived or whatnot. So
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about the young guys, but let's start with Womack. Then we could go to Ambry Thomas and Diamador Lenore.
Well, obviously, Womack stole the show out there, and they picked him up in the fifth round. And like D'Amico was saying in his presser yesterday, that was what he was known for: the sticky coverage, the PBUs, jumping balls, and everybody don't have the skill to track the ball in that moment to make a play on it. Everybody just don't have it. The great ones have it. Now the good ones occasionally, yeah, they might get their hands on one. They're gonna get more PBUs than maybe interceptions, but the great ones do both. Not saying he gonna be great, but from what I saw, okay, you got a PBU, you got 2 picks, you ran one back, got us in field position, and so that's what we want from you. And really, on some level, I'm saying you K-Wan, you got to give K-Wan his props and you got to give him his respect. He was a dog out there for him, but it looked like
Yes,
we could
sir.
potentially have a younger K-Wan who gonna get his hands on a few more balls. K-Wan had some interceptions he should have had and he dropped them. You know what I'm saying? This boy looked like he gonna get his hands on a lot of balls, and so I think that slot looking good. I know they were talking about maybe Demo going inside too to play that position, and they're gonna leave Amber Thomas out there. And like D'Amico said, Amber Thomas and Demo, they still learning. They still, learning the technique. I think the biggest thing with Amber Thomas and Demo is their technique. It's not that they don't have talent. Obviously, if you're getting drafted, you got talent. If a team think you are worthy of being drafted, they're not gonna waste draft capital on somebody they don't think could contribute to the team and make plays for you. I still believe in Amber Thomas. You know what I'm saying? He had a rough little training camp. And even in the game, the dude tipped the ball and he had a chance to get the pick, but the ball came right back to the dude. But he was right on
Right,
him.
right.
So it's like you got to take it with a grain of salt. While you wish he would have either knocked it down and got the pick, he was right there. The coverage was right there. I think a lot of the beat writers and reporters been talking about him playing a lot of the off coverage. And, you know, I think a lot with him is just confidence. You got to get your confidence out there to believe that you could be a dog. You know what I'm saying? And you got good examples of it. You got E-Man, you got, Lil Mooney, who, is repping and, getting in reps in and doing that press. So it ain't like you ain't got people to learn from. I think it's just going to take time, a little bit more time with him. I always like Demo because Demo was physical. And that's one thing you got to be in
Yeah,
D'Amico Ryan defense. You got to be physical in the run game and just in terms of even covering the route. Now, Demo don't have the blazing speed, but one thing we know about him, he gonna hit you, he gonna tackle, he gonna wrap up, and he gonna be in position to make plays. And so I think that's what maybe is separating him from Amber Thomas. But as far as like maybe more athleticism and pure talent, I think maybe Amber Thomas have it, but Amber Thomas got to get a little bit more dog in him, a little bit more bite in him out there. And man, you got to have the same mentality you had at the end of the year. It took you a whole year to get out there, and when you got out there, you had that dog mentality. You had them instincts to make plays. So to me, that's what you got to do. So they young, they gonna be on the team because they've been drafted, and we know that there's potential. And God forbid somebody get hurt, they would have to play. But then this is where the strength of the pass rush helps them because now you ain't got to cover that long. If the quarterback throwing it a hitch earlier on his back, so that's one thing that the pass rush allows, affords us if God forbid they would have to play. The quarterback ain't gonna have a lot of time to get it off because either they throwing it early, and then that's when you got to have the confidence to jump balls, or he
right.
on his back because the pass rush then got to him. So what we want is we want E-Man and Lil Mooney out there locking down everything so they can get jump balls and the sacks can come, and it's gonna come. So yeah, man, look, we got a young secondary, man, got a lot of depth behind it, and they never had this much depth since Shanahan been there. And so, like I said, man, if these boys had to be pressed in the plan, they'll be ready. They'll be coached up and they'll make plays. I got confidence that they can make plays out there.
Yeah, I still believe in Amber Thomas too. I know he's been having a rough camp, but I'm with you. The way he finished last year, I think he showed he could play at the level. Now it's just about building on that and then being consistent in what it is he's doing. But I think he could play. And like you say, Demo, you came in with a little dog in you. You know what I'm saying? So just continue to
Yeah,
work your technique and they'll be all right. We could
yeah.
transition to the safety position. Now I was a fan of Jimmy Ward and my boy Todd, and I know they came up together. And I guess because they came up together, not that they didn't do a good job, but I think I expected a little more from them because of the camaraderie that they had. I guess as far as turnovers too, I know both of them dealt with injuries a little bit, so forth and so
Mm-hmm.
on. I think ultimately I was a bigger fan of Whitner and Golston. I love the way they
Yeah,
complimented each other, and they both laid
yeah.
that hat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
say all that to say our boy Huff had a hell of a hit in this first game.
yeah, he did. Yep,
It was the
he did.
closest thing I saw to Dante Whitner blessing PT Cruiser for the Saints and knocking him out the game.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. My
so
what
that
his boy name was Thomas, huh?
yeah, Pierre Thomas.
Yeah, Pierre Thomas. Yeah, knocked him
Man,
Close
Whitney.
out. Yeah,
Oh
bro.
man, Whitney tattooed him. So let's talk
Mm,
about Huff a little bit, bro. Seemed like he coming around. Hell
yeah.
of a hit. Uh,
Hmm.
always hearing he was real instinctual. So let's talk
Hmm.
about Huff.
Well, the beautiful thing about Huff is he have made that transition and that jump from rookie year to the second year in terms of communication, in terms of being in the right spot. On that hit, you see, he didn't hit him in the crown of the helmet with his helmet. He hit him with his shoulder across the chest under the face mask and laid the boy out. And bruh, we might have a poor man's Palomalo on our hands, boy. And like I told y'all, if that's the case, boy, look, if a poor man's Palomalo is better than a lot of safeties in his league, bro.
I
And
know
he,
that's right.
yeah. So, and then see the thing that I like about him, he he want to be great, and he went to Palomado. He went to Hall of Famer to know what it take to be great, and he humble. You know, in his pressers and his interviews, man, real humble dude, real
Yeah, I do
cool,
like
chill
his
dude. But when he on that field, yeah, that animal come out in him, dog. And he
attitude.
always in the right spot. And he in the right, space. And even Shanahan was saying, his film studying, anticipating where the route is going and where the receiver is going and where the ball is going, and him instinctually, like you said, being on time to make that play gives him the advantage because in terms of pure speed, he ain't on Tavares Moore level, but there's no substitute for football instincts, bro. There's no substitute for being in the right place at the right time and making plays. And he makes plays. And he have gotten a little faster, I believe. And then you could see toward the tail end of last year, he played in the coverages and the big nickel and dime packages, that three safety package that they was running. He played, and then in the playoffs, he he obviously did what he did in Green Bay, and he made plays. And so now, like I said, he didn't had a great OTAs, great mini camp, having a great training camp. So he's the starter. Now, Jimmy hurt, and they're saying it's a serious hamstring injury. So we still got confidence in Tavares more. You got smoked in that slot a little bit. The dude beat you, just off
Yeah.
the line. You know what I'm saying? You still, coming back from your injury on some level too, getting your time and getting the rust off. So, man,
Yeah, 'cause to me,
I'm not.
other than that play, he was pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He
that's what
gave
I'm
up, like
saying.
you said, the one touchdown, but he was good.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So I'm not worried about the safety position in terms of them starting until Jimmy come back, and then when Jimmy come back, they can roll out that three safety package, and they're gonna play to the strength. They'll probably have Timor playing deep, and then have Huff, playing, closer to the line of scrimmage, or maybe depending on who they playing. If they playing the Chiefs and it's Travis Kelce, they may put Jimmy on him to get that, to lock him up. So, I mean, we got flexibility with it, and that's the main thing. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, the pass rush is what we expect it to be. Then, man, you ain't gonna be having a lot of time getting that ball off, man. You're gonna be on your back, or you're gonna be throwing it right to us. So, I got confidence in Huff, got confidence in T Moore. Now the depth gonna be a little challenge behind him, but Dante Johnson, journeyman, but always seen him make his way on the roster and contribute special teams, cornerback, safety. He
Right.
like that Army Swiss knife man out there. We can use him, and then once we get our starting corners back, then that just give us more depth and more flexibility. So yeah, man, Huff a beast out there. He gonna make plays out there. He gonna rattle some cages out there, bro. He gonna bring that wood to some people, dog. You know what I'm saying? And so excited about him, and I think T Moore, he gonna make plays back there too. So man, I'm confident till Jimmy come back that we'll be fine on the back half.
Now a lot of soft tissue injuries.
Hmm.
Shit. We got E-Man out. Well, both of the wards out.
Hmm.
Uh, and it seemed like it's kind of a recurring theme with us. As far as the soft tissue injuries,
Yeah.
I I hope they could get it together, and I hope it's nothing that kind of lingers going on into the season. But
Right.
shit, man. Let's see. Special teams coverage was
Hmm.
pretty good, right? I feel like they didn't
Well,
upgrade it a little bit.
yeah. Well, they gave up the one long play on the right sideline to the Amari Rogers dude from Green Bay, so they lost contain on that. But outside of that, special teams was solid with the kicking and extra points. Wisnowski was solid. The coverage teams were solid. So we know it's the preseason. We know they still got things to work on and iron out and kind of get the kinks out of and all of this kind of stuff. So we know what it is, man. It ain't, critiquing it hard. We just don't want, now obviously we won't get that up in the regular season. Now you're addressing the soft tissue stuff. Well, I mean, I think the training and performance staff, for the most part, is doing the best they can. You're gonna get some pulls and some hamstrings. These dudes running nonstop, constantly. You know what I'm saying? Now the timing of the injuries, why you don't want the injuries is good. Okay, it's in the preseason. Hopefully, Lil Mooney, and E-Man, they'll be back. Anybody that's hurt right now, you don't even play them against Minnesota, man. You don't even play them in the scrimmages. You know what I'm saying? Let them get the treatment and the nonstop treatment and rest up and all that. We need you for Chicago. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need you for. Minnesota ain't hitting on nothing, no way. So we ain't worrying about them. I don't even think we're playing this year. So let's just get through the game injury free, man. Let's get through the scrimmages injury free. No more soft tissues. You know what I'm saying? No more injury just cropping up type of thing. Like I said, man, I wouldn't even, Kyle ain't gonna play the front line players out there. He gonna play the backups. Man. That's all we looking for, man. Let's just get the game, healthy and get to that last game, and you're gonna play the starters a little bit, and then that's a wrap. And so if you can get through unscathed with these little, while they, kind of, make you mad and a little aggravated and upset, man. God forbid it wasn't a knee, it wasn't a leg, it wasn't a ankle or something like that. Now hamstrings is tricky. We all know that, and you don't want to really aggravate it. You got to be real sensitive with it. So take as long as you need. That's where your depth come in. That's where the front office and the personnel department, if they got to bring players in, you bring players in that could kind of like they did with the Denard, you know what I'm saying? They brought him off the street. You bring you off your street free agent, and you let them learn your system and make plays for you till these boys get healthy. So they got a lot of different options that they can go to out there as far as that's concerned.
All right. Well, before we start talking about this week 2 training camp battle against Minnesota, final thoughts on week 1. Overall, we got the dub. Trey performed well. We got to see a couple of more of the young guys do well. So I guess all in all, pretty good. No major injuries, like you say, coming out. Jackson only had the stinger, so I would say pretty good for the first one, right?
Yeah, it was what we would hope it would be, thought it would be, prayed it would be in my case, no major injuries, when they said the shoulder with Drake Jackson, everybody was kind of holding their breath, hoping it wasn't nothing torn or pulled or whatever the case was. It wound up being a stinger and he'll be back, you know, um, overall offensive line, running backs, receivers, Purdy let them on a game-winning drive. Defensively, Womack made plays and earned him a starting spot out there. You know what I'm saying? The defensive line held up. You know what I'm saying? Huff made plays. So, I mean, yeah, overall, man, it was, I think, what we expected. And so we close a chapter on that game, and we look forward to these scrimmages because we know the starters ain't gonna play in an actual game. So it's us having a chance to go against top-notch receivers, top-notch running backs, and a very good quarterback who have proven to be a very good quarterback in the league. So, man, it would have been good to have Lil Mooney out there and E-Man out there going up against their receivers. But, man, look, we need these boys for the regular season. You know what I'm saying? This would be a good learning curve for Diamador and for Henry Thomas out there. You know what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying? And
Because
so,
they about to get some work.
oh, yeah, they're gonna get worked out there. Oh yeah, they're gonna get worked out there. But that ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Now you gonna hear the pressers more than likely, oh man, he got smoked on his 9 router, he got smoked on his dig router, he got smoked on a comeback or whatever. Okay, man, come on, you talking about Pro Bowl receivers. That's why we went and got Lil Mooney. That's why E-Man has stepped up, because we know we're gonna be playing top-notch receivers. We know Amber and DM are doing on a level, but man, come on, they ain't gonna just run away and hide either. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get plays made against them, but hopefully they make some plays, and it's learning for them. You know what I'm saying? You can put on that tape and say, okay, this your technique. Their technique gonna get tested more than anything, out there. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get tested out there. But that's a good thing because they need to get worked out there. They need to work out there. Lil Mooney and E-Man, we know what they is. That's what I'm saying. This is the beautiful thing about our team. We know what our team is, and we know the stars of our team, who they are and what they about. So you ain't got nothing to prove because we know you're gonna bring it when it's time to. It's the second line guys. It's the reserves. It's the guys that's at the back end of the roster trying to make the end of the roster, trying to be on the practice squad that we need to see out there and see progression and growth from. And that's all we're going to be looking for as terms of the scrimmages as it relates to the corners. Now, I want to see how Trey do against their defense. Minnesota traditionally have had good defenses when Zimmer was there. Now they got a whole new regime, coaching staff. They didn't kind of revamp the defense. They still got Patrick P playing that corner. I don't know who the other corner is, who they safety is, but this will be a good test because, like I said, you're going up against live competition. I want to see Debo and IU go up against them. I want to see Kittle go up against Kendricks, they linebacker, who is always around the ball, intercepting, making plays. So they're going to have some individual matchups that will be interesting to see how it shakes out and how it goes. So ultimately, man, like I say, the main thing is, man, let's see what Trey do. Let's see what the offensive line do against their defensive line, Burford and Banks and Brendel. I ain't worrying about the tackle position. I think McKivitz, they had him in the presser. He didn't really came a long way from last year too and got his confidence. So I'm not even worried about him out there. I'm saying you gonna get beat, man. These professional athletes, you gonna win some and you gonna lose some. That's just like the overall whole deal of it. So yeah, man, like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see how it shake out. And these next couple of days, let's see Trey continue to grow and get better and do what he needs to do out there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, yeah, they say that Kyle, I guess, put more importance on these practices than the actual preseason games themselves, especially the ones this week. Like you say, we already know that the starter's not going to play this week. They're going to get a lot of the work, I guess, in these little scrimmages. A lot of the backups will get the reps for week 2, and then we'll see Trey week 3. So what are some things, I guess, we kind of looking for Trey to work on? And who do you think gonna get I guess the majority of the reps at the running back position? Do you think they're gonna kind of spell Elijah Mitchell and Trey Sermon gonna get a lot of those reps?
Well, Elijah, out with the hamstring, so he ain't gonna be out there. They're gonna save him for the regular season. So
Okay, another
yeah,
soft
Trey.
tissue.
I mean, Trey Sermon need reps. Price need reps. The dude undrafted free agent Mason need reps. We know what Jeff Wilson is. We don't need to see you out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? We know what you owe out there. Let these young boys get reps. I still got confidence in Trey Sermon. Like I said, I think what he did, compared to last year when he was dancing and trying to juke people, he went straight ahead and moved the pile. So I got confidence that he gonna continue to get better and improve and out there. So I think he'll probably be the starting running back. He'll get some reps and then they just gonna split the carries, that way. So I want to see that. As far as Trey, I want to see the accuracy, the timing. I want to see him if the play break down, if he got to run it or throw it on the run. Don't take no sacks, but keep your eyes downfield. Look to, don't put the ball in harm's way. But if like Kyle said, man, don't be afraid to pull a trigger on it either. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
a balance between, holding it and letting it go, but be confident in what you're doing out there. And I think he is. And so I think he's excited. He's back home in Minnesota, front his people. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be a good, test for him, against a pretty good defense or a revamped defense or rebuilt defense. It ain't the classic defenses that, like I said, they had under Mike Zimmer when he was in their heyday. You know what I'm saying? When he was, taking them to the playoffs and, they were winning divisions or, finishing second in the division, making wild calls and all of that. But, they still got some talent there. And like I said, they professionals too. So I want to see the accuracy. I want to see the time and I want to see him run an offense, make the reads that, he's supposed to make. If it ain't there, throw it away. Don't force the ball, which I don't think he will. So accuracy and the timing and the touch, that's where he's got to continue to grow and evolve. And if he continue to do that, it's going to be sky the limit for him.
Well, me personally, bro, I'm looking forward to seeing the Justin Jefferson matchup.
Mm-hmm.
How whoever matches up against him. Uh and the Fred Warner matchup against Delvin Cook. I think
Mm-hmm.
Delvin Cook, one of the better running backs in the league. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Running and catching out of the backfield. We already know what Fred could do in coverage. So I'm looking forward to kind of seeing who get the better of that matchup. We know Fred been doing a lot of talking in camp. So I would imagine that'll kind of roll over, especially now that he's going against guys that's not his own. So I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
forward to kind of checking out that matchup right there.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. And then also our defensive line against their offensive line, they got a second-year offensive tackle that was a first-round pick, Darisaw, that was really good coming out of Virginia Tech. And
Okay.
that'll be a good matchup with both of any of our defensive ends against him. But let's see how Ken Law and some of our interior guys do against their guards, as far as push and getting pressure, that kind of thing. to get Cousins out of his rhythm. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, it would have been great to have Lil Mooney and E-Man out there to jump some balls. You know what I'm saying? But
Nah,
yeah,
real.
yeah, but in most cases, we figure, Jefferson and Thielen gonna make their plays. They all pros out there. You know what I'm saying? Two of the best tandem of receivers in the game. So, they
Excellent
gonna
route runners.
yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. I ain't looking at this as a lose-lose for Amber Thomas and Diamador and whoever else they put out there. I'm looking at it as a win-win because basically what they're gonna get a baptism by fire, but it's gonna be a great learning experience on, your technique and, honing and refining your technique against receivers that know the tendencies of cornerbacks and know the movements of cornerbacks to counteract that. And then on something that was same thing with us, with Debo and with Brandon Ayuk against their corners, you know, running precise routes and Jawan Jennings in the slot running precise routes, winning that, so it works both ways. I would say that just maybe overall they may have the better receivers overall, but I think just in terms of just overall talent, I'll take our receivers over theirs. You know what I'm saying? Because we use our receivers differently, in a lot of ways. From
And
a
I think we got more
Thielen,
ascending players too.
yeah, because Thielen been doing it for a while now. Jefferson will be, they got the
Yeah,
NFL top 100. He'll be in the top 15 probably, top 10. I'm thinking just at the receiver position, just because he a dog out there, and he was at LSU with Burrow and Chase and yeah, them boys was killing at LSU, and then they came to the league killing. So
for real.
you got to give them they probably got to give them their respect just with that. But yeah, man, like I said, ain't nothing wrong with being baptized under fire out there. Ain't nothing wrong with y'all refining and honing your technique against professional wide receivers, against Pro Bowl wide receivers, all pro wide receivers. It can only benefit your game, not hurt it. And so, like I said, you can't risk putting Lil Mooney out there. You can't risk putting E-Man out there, man. You got to just let these young boys get it in, let them get that spanking. But then after you get spanked, you learn valuable lessons and come back stronger and better. So, we got to look at it from that standpoint as well. So, like I say, it'll be interesting to see when all of the beat writers and Twitter start going off tomorrow with that. I wonder if they're going to show it on NFL Network. I'm going to try to maybe tune into it, check it out and see if they
Yeah,
doing inside, training camp live type stuff, out there.
right.
They might have it on. So if they have it on, I try to tune in on that. So yeah, man, I think they're gonna be fine out
Nah, that's what's up, bro. Well, like always, man, we want to encourage all of y'all who are rocking with us. Continue to like, share, subscribe, hit us up in the comments. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, interacting with us as we get ready to transition into the regular season. We gonna be switching it up a little bit, adding some new layers. Definitely think y'all gonna like it, and definitely give us y'all feedback on it. You got anything else you want to cover before we get out? I think we kind of hit on everything. We might be getting out here a little early, brother.
there. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, main thing is no injuries. Let's see what Trey do and his continual growth and progression. Let's see, the running backs. I just see the overall team continue to get better out there. Shanahan putting a lot of stock in these practices, because the game is just gonna be the game. Y'all ain't running no, y'all ain't running no schemes. Y'all just running plays out there, type of thing. So, let's see what y'all do out there. You know what I'm saying? And of course we'll watch the game Saturday to see the second line, front line guys, second string, third string guys get all of the snaps, which they need. And so, man, let's just get
Yeah,
out of the scrimmages productively, healthy, and let's get through this game so we can get to that last game and just start honing for Chicago. So, yeah, man, look, I'm looking forward to the scrimmages and starting to get the reports and everything. Twitter gonna be on fire as it start coming out. So just tune into Twitter and as they start dropping footage, man, we'll drop it in the Faithful Boys podcast community on Facebook. And like I said, come Thursday we'll come back with the Thursday takeaways from the scrimmages on tomorrow and on Thursday. And we'll kind of preview what we think gonna happen on the game for Saturday. So yeah, man, look, looking forward to it, man. Thinking that Trey gonna keep ascending and getting better, and that's all we can ask for out there.
and that's real. On that one, we're gonna wrap it up. Once again, appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Shouts out to the faithful. Shouts out to the always faithful 24/7 crew. Uh, y'all make sure y'all check them out too. Tomorrow night, I'm better.
Yep, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Yeah, the family will be in there. So y'all jump in on YouTube and uh,
Yeah,
be
check
on
him out. P
Stream Dog.
Warrior. P Warrior rock with him every week, so y'all will get to check him out on their
Yep.
platform as well. They real supportive to us, and we always like to be supportive to them. So
Yes, sir.
appreciate y'all, man. Keep rocking with us. We gonna get out the door. Myself, Benjamin Ness, Slim Good. When you see me in the streets, P Warrior _ Niner. This is the Faithful Boys podcast. We gonna say bang bang, and like my big brother say, what?
Bang bang till I can't no more. Peace out.